Nicole from Nicole For Real. And I just wanted to maybe make this video to clear up some misconceptions that some people may have about the Akashic Records. I am a past life coach, and I actually use the Akashic Records to access past life information. And I think there are some misconceptions that some people just kind of like go with because they hear it once and then they're like, okay, well, that must be law or something. And I wanted to just clear up some things. So the number one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that anybody can have access to this information. I think I've seen a lot of people say that they're special and they're, this or that or a witch, or they're this, intuitive person. And I do think that some people are born with more ability to do things than others, but I don't think that everybody does not possess the ability. I think that there are some people that have more of an interest, some people that may have done this work in past lives, so they already have it within them. It's been something they've done before, but I don't think that everybody does not have access to it. And I do think that if you're here and you're listening to this, then you definitely can have access to it, because I think that as long as there's an interest there and there's a belief that you can get to this information, then you're going to be able to get to this information. And I just think it's really important to say that, because I do one-on-one sessions, and I've heard that a lot of people think that, they'd rather have a session with somebody because they feel like, that person probably knows what they're doing. And if they were to do this themselves, they wouldn't know what they're doing, or they wouldn't fully trust in, messages that came through. And I just think that is 100% not true. And basically, from what I said before, but I think, there are different things that you use to get into the Akashic Records. I would say, you have to meditate. You have to be in a meditative state. You have to really channel. I personally channel from my crown chakra out of my heart chakra. And I think you kind of have to be aware of how that feels. I also think you have to have a good connection to your source, or whoever guides you personally, which can honestly be so many different people. When I say source, I mean you could, call upon the universe. You could talk to God. You could have specific spirit guides that are, gods and goddesses. There are so many things that could be guiding you as a person. And I'm not really here to tell you who that should be for you. But I think being able to tune in to whatever that is that guides you is going to be very helpful in this process. So those are, main things. But then I think when it comes down to it, it's all about belief, and belief that this, the Akashic Records is there for you. And I didn't fully go into what the Akashic Records are, which I'm gonna circle back now. But the Akashic Records are basically like your personal Google Drive, which is how I've started saying it, because I like it. Because a Google Drive is just there, and it updates automatically, and it saves everything, and it's always changing. So I think when I think about your personal Akashic Record, it's there. If your soul has had past lives, which most of us have, all of that information that's happened within those lives is within your record. And when you, different things happen within this life, things are added, things are changed, because I believe your record is also showing you what could be your higher self, your future self. I think all of those things are within your record, and it's just constantly changing. But you can use any of that information to help you with your life right now, and to help you with where you're wanting to go, and to truly tune into what your soul came here for, into this specific life. And that's just why I love the Akashic Records so much, because I think we go through life, and sometimes we get so far away from what we came here for, and we do things that don't feel right, and we listen to people that we don't really care to listen to, but we feel like we should listen to. And all of those things get us so far away from what our soul truly like desires and wants, and which in turn is what we truly want and desire, because our soul is a part of us. But I think that we just kind of almost like sometimes sit on the outside of our soul and let things happen how they're going to happen because of outside influences. And so this is a way to really tune into that piece inside of you and kind of like connect the two. So I think that's why a lot of people are interested in the Akashic Records, because so not only, you know, do you get all of the information that you've had in different lives and you can have in future lives, you can really tune into, you know, if there's things you can't get through in this life, you can't like figure out what's, you know, why you're being stopped in, you know, specific situations. That's where a lot of the past life stuff comes into. And all of this, I want to make another video because all of this is about questions that you ask when you're accessing your records. But you know, this is how you get different past life, you know, visions, and maybe like understand different lives you've had based on questions you ask. Because a lot of times we carry past life traumas and just like situations we were in that really affected us, which most likely caused some sort of trauma. But we carry that with us, and we are, you know, that it's affecting this life. And a lot of times if we just become aware of it and we can, you know, spend time processing it, we, you know, not, I don't want to say you can get over it, but you can use it to heal. And I think it's just very powerful. So those are a lot of things I just said, but I do want to make some more videos that have a little more detail and like different parts of the Akashic Records and accessing them. And this was kind of just my, you know, motivational one about how I think anybody can do this, and it's not some like big secret that is left for like witches only, or, you know, somebody who's super intuitive, because we are all intuitive. You just have to tune into it. And like I said, some people may be easier than others, but if you're watching this and it's something that interests you and intrigues you, then like you have access to it. And it's just really learning how to get to that access. And that is basically what I want to teach you in basically all of my work, because I just think it is so powerful, and it's just such a nice way to tune into you, to tune into whatever guidance you follow. And even if that guidance is literally you, like you consider your higher self, like who guides you, whoever that is, I want to help you tune into them. And I just want to teach other people to access their Akashic Records, because I think it's just so powerful. And I want you to have the feeling of that power, because I don't want somebody else to make you feel that it's not possible, or that you can only access, you know, this information through somebody else. So that's what I really want to achieve. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will make a new one pretty soon. So thank you so much for listening.